Hi, Henny, how are you? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, I'm Teknikolour. Today, I have a Myshuno apartment build to share with you that is very loosely inspired by Andy Sack's apartment earlier in The Devil Wears Prada 2. We're in Myshuno, the world that's shipped with the City Living expansion pack, specifically in the Spice Market District neighborhood. The Spice Market might be my favorite neighborhood to build in Myshuno, and it reminds me very much of the New York that I know and love. Actually, this specific apartment, 2A Jasmine Suites, is the same one I built ages back for one of my legacy sims. If you're interested, I'll drop the link to that video in the description because these are laid out very differently. These apartments can be really fun to work on because you kind of need to really rethink the floor plan, or you just end up making the same apartment over and over again. Though sometimes that's a good thing, to furnish the same place completely differently. Very much how actual apartments work. Here, though, I was very inspired by the original apartment we see in Andy Sack's living room in The Devil Wears Prada 2, or at least, I think that was her apartment. It might not have been, but I think it was. Not the second one we see her living in later in the movie, but the very first one. There's this scene where she's coming in the door, and I loved how there are walls on either side of the entryway and then the hallway. I mean, I'd only seen the movie once, and it has been a while since then, so it's possible I'm misremembering. But I wanted to work on an apartment build with that sort of floor plan since then. I wish I could find a photo or a clip of the scene that I'm referencing so I could share it, but I can't find it anywhere. Anyway, I went back and forth with the floor plan for this one a bit. So you'll see it evolve over time, but ultimately it centers around this entryway. I figured on one side I could put a closet or something, maybe a half bath on the other side. Then, when I remembered how little space this apartment actually has, I rearranged things in a way to better fit what I wanted. So we have a small living room in the front, or to the left of the front door, an eat-in kitchen right across from the entryway. And then to the right, we have the bedrooms and bathrooms. Walls definitely move around throughout the video, but that's basically our floor plan. Most of the furniture you see me using right now is placeholders, though I am sort of partial to the dining table from Party Essentials, so that stuck around. Oh, I should also say that this is a limited pack build. We're using the City Living expansion pack, 2 game packs, Dream Home Decorator and Strangerville, and then 3 kits. Grange Mudroom, Secret Sanctuary, and then, of course, Party Essentials. That might sound like an interesting assortment of packs, but I promise you, it all comes together in the end. You may have noticed that I've definitely used a closet or 2 from Get Together, but rest assured, those are not in the final build. Though you could still use them if you have that pack. Windows also were a small nightmare in this build for me because I must be clinically insane or something. Even though The Sims now lets us use any windows in these City Living apartments, and I think it was confirmed a bug that we were always supposed to be able to change them because we couldn't move them before. In my head, that means they should stay the same. Also, it would look just so bizarre from the outside to have like most of an apartment building use the same windows and then one side just randomly use different ones. I don't like it. So I have to be very meticulous in my window usage here. In this case, because some of the bar between the windows would intersect with my walls, I had to just clip 2 smaller windows together so it wouldn't glitch. I actually was pretty lenient with this build and don't follow my non-existent rule about keeping the windows the exact same. In some cases, I either added a window or removed one entirely. Like, legitimately, why am I like this? Since I was satisfied with the overall floor plan and windows, I finally felt comfortable working on the kitchen. You might be surprised that the table stayed the same, but the kitchen cabinets had to go. I don't really love the original cabinets that I was using. I may or may not hate these cabinets with a passion. Having businesses and hobbies items match some of them slightly helped it, but I really don't love using these cabinets. There's truly nothing wrong with them or the used version of them from the City Living pack, but I never use them if I can. I must need a drawer pull or something. Does my actual kitchen in my apartment have drawer pulls? No. Though let's be real, I'd be lying if I said that it didn't bother me. See, I do need handles. Anyway, this is a small kitchen, which I think is pretty typical for apartment living. And this one even has space for a dining table. After I was satisfied with the overall look here, I decided to make a decision on doorways and actual doors. Don't worry, the green cottage living doors do not stick around. I don't know why, but I actually think that those doors are super charming, especially in cottage builds. But they can be so jarring, used literally anywhere else, especially in that spot. I settled on doors and archways from Strangerville, which I think is what I used in the previous apartment I had here. They're just so beautiful. This is also where I got rid of the closets from Get Together and had the bright idea to swap them out for the tall cabinets from Grange Mudroom. I'm not sure if this is weird looking or not, but I never considered to use them like this. But I think I may have discovered a beautiful hack. These definitely won't be functional cabinets in gameplay, but I don't think that they ever were. So if you visually wanted cuter closets, similar to the Get Together ones, this is a great option. I could have just removed the front walls and used them as intended, but I didn't like how they'd be set back too far if I had. That's actually what gave me the idea to bring in the Secret Sanctuary kit into the living room, because I wasn't really finding much furniture that I loved. I decided I could achieve a nice layout for this room using the furniture I'd already chosen, with the chaise longue from Secret Sanctuary as a longer kind of couch. Plus, if I brought in that kit, I could use the door that's disguised as a bookcase to help elevate the room while still letting that electrical panel be accessible. If you didn't know, there's this small panel in this apartment at the front on the wall that you definitely can cover, but it can interfere with gameplay. You can't remove it, unfortunately, so I've tried to find ways to just embrace it. With this hidden door, you can easily get to it while not sacrificing too much space from the living room. Plus, with the extra space, you could theoretically add something else back there if you wanted. This room, though, was still sort of small because I wanted a console under the television and a coffee table. There isn't much room for a kind of coffee or side table next to any of the seating options, so I felt like we definitely needed some sort of coffee table in the middle. I think this is actually when I thought to bring in the Dream Home Decorator pack, because I wanted something round or rounded, because I figured it'd have a smaller footprint. Originally, I clipped a bunch together to make a flower, but it still felt too bulky for the space, so I played around with 3 clipped together to make an interesting shape. This, I think, works really well. I also sized down the one that's closer to the television, so the clipping would be less noticeable, and I love how it came out looking. As for the bedrooms, I knew I could fit in a primary bedroom and a small second bedroom. The second bedroom is definitely small, but that makes sense in this kind of apartment, at least to me. So I started working on the smaller bedroom first, with the idea that it would belong to a teenager or something. I also wanted space for a desk, since there isn't an office in this apartment or any actual desk. None of the desks were tiny enough, so I used a small table, which will work with the laptop. You could also use a laptop at the kitchen table if you needed to. This little bedroom was actually really fun to decorate and actually not as much of a challenge as I thought it might be. I was afraid that it'd feel too cramped in here and be difficult to add much decor to, but I'm pleased with the result. I do know for a fact that the laptop desk thing will be functional, but even if it isn't, I think the bed should still be functional. I hope the bed is functional. I didn't even think to playtest this build. Imagine none of it is functional, like not even the living room. Anyway, for the primary bedroom, I wanted to keep it kind of minimal, but no matter what I did, I felt like it started to feel cramped. Somehow, the second bedroom to me was fine, but this room felt too tight. So I did some adjusting of walls and stuff until I found a solution I felt comfortable with. I tried including a stand-up mirror from Secret Sanctuary, but I didn't like how it seemed to just be randomly floating out in the room no matter where I put it. So I went with a wall mirror and used the space for another one of our Grange mudroom closets. While I'm picking out some more decor and wall art and that, I thought I might mention something important happening in the Sims community. If you aren't aware, Electronic Arts, or EA, is the publisher of The Sims, and they announced last year that they would be going private in a $55 million sale later this year. The thing is, the later this year, I believe, is happening right now, this summer. I'm also currently on vacation in Paris, so I'm really hoping that when I return home, the deal will have been struck down and this segment of the video is completely unnecessary. But just in case, I wanted to talk about it really quickly. This sale is something that is called a leveraged buyout, and EA will likely explain it as something good. The sale should help EA with their debt, with the buyers coming to the rescue and saving the EA games we love, The Sims 4. But that's not exactly the truth. The buyers in the sale will need to make their acquisition worth it to them, which means they're not just going to help EA out with their debt out of the kindness of their hearts. Instead, there will likely be repercussions felt throughout the gaming industry if this sale goes through because of the precedent it will set. This will, after all, be the largest leveraged buyout in history if it goes through. It's a big deal. I think I can help explain it easily in terms of how it impacts us as Simmers first. Currently, we have a lot of downloadable content for The Sims 4. Expansion packs, game packs, stuff packs, and kits. And as I know you are well aware, that all becomes quite costly once you add it all up together. Being a Simmer can be quite expensive. These new buyers, Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF, Affinity Partners, and Silver Lake are going to need to cut costs and pull back on the things that we want and expect, like new and innovative packs, bug fixes, free content, likely even the people that are hired to work on these games. Instead, they're going to be serving us shiny new monetization schemes, hoping that we won't notice that we're paying more for less. You know the marketplace, that new tab in your game that offers us maker packs in exchange for moolah, a virtual currency? Those maker packs can't be found elsewhere, and the marketplace is being paraded as a win for both custom content creators, the makers in maker packs, and players, especially console players, who can't mod their games or add custom content to them. Well, this is exactly the type of thing that you can expect to see going forward if this sale goes through. You may not have realized that originally, when the marketplace was launching, they had pulled all kits. Not just creator kits, but all kits, from other storefronts like Steam or Epic Games. Their plan was to move all kits to the marketplace, and you'd more than likely end up paying a markup for that, since you'd be exchanging moolah and not your local currency for it. They reversed that decision after a lot of community pushback, but who knows what else could be in store for us should this buyout move forward. I fear that instead of them paying their staff, the real artists working on these packs, free content updates, and bug fixes, they'll simply use them as an excuse to cut costs. These makers, who probably only receive a flat fee or a small cut of the proceeds for selling their custom content on the marketplace, will either be responsible for generating new content or will either be given AI slop. And nobody wants that. Now, imagine all of that, but instead of it just happening within The Sims, it's on a much larger scale because EA publishes a lot of games. This buyout could end up harming more game developers and gamers, including the ones completely unrelated to The Sims or EA. Plus, if you do some research into them, these buyers do not seem to share the same values that The Sims does, meaning us as the players and the Sims team themselves. If you've enjoyed seeing The Sims 4 bring so much incredible representation to the game in recent years, please know that prioritizing representation is not going to be at the top of these buyers' lists. They could remove, limit, or even stop these inclusionary practices that we've become accustomed to across packs and free content updates. I'm going to share a link in the description of this video to a petition by Players Alliance on Action Network that aims to block this deal. If you feel so inclined to sign it, please do. But I do urge you to do your own research and see what you learn about this buyout and how it could impact you. Don't just take my word for it. Moreover, please reach out to your local representatives and let them know your thoughts. While this whole EA deal was announced last year, it's not set to pass until this summer, which is, again, now. Members of the US Congress already have called upon the Federal Trade Commission to do a thorough review of the deal before allowing it to pass. Plus, those responsible for the petition that I just mentioned have already gone to Electronic Arts headquarters in peaceful protest. I really hope that by the time you see this video, the EA deal will have been stopped. While I definitely do not support this EA deal, I should let you know that I am a Sims partner, which is why you see that watermark in the corner of your screen right now. That means that I have been provided packs for free by The Sims. I'm able to check out new packs in early access over on my Twitch channel in the hopes that I can help you decide if a pack is worth your hard-earned money or not. I was so excited to be accepted to the program because this game means a lot to me. I should also mention that as a Sims partner, I have a creator code, which you can use when checking out on the EA app. While I receive a small commission from EA and you receive a discount on packs for The Sims 4 whenever my code Teknikolour is used, you may not want to support EA by purchasing packs right now, and that is totally okay. If you do use my code, please know how appreciative I am for your support. But also be aware that just watching my YouTube videos and Twitch streams helps me more than you may realize and is free. I'll step off of my soapbox and get back to the video now, but thank you for letting me rant about this EA deal because I think it's really important and I'm worried about what might happen if it passes. Again, hopefully when I return next week, I'll be returning to good news of the buyout having been canceled, but who knows? By this point of the build, we're working on details around the apartment, including our Devil Wears Prada 2 inspired entry. Something that weirdly drove me up a wall with this build was curtains. I never feel like we have enough curtains or window coverings, but I really thought it was frustrating how little of options I had here. Plus, I ran into some weird issues when trying to put curtains on the windows, on the angled walls in the front of the build. I don't remember having that issue the last time I was working on this specific apartment lot, so that was interesting. Oh, I should also mention that if you haven't tried to download or upload apartments off of the gallery, you have to search for them under rooms instead of lots. Basically, what I ended up doing with this was to delete a section of the wall, generally where a door was, to make this whole apartment one large room. Then I could upload it as one room and share it on the gallery. So to download it, you'd grab the room, place it, and then just add the missing walls back and paint them. It's such an odd process, but what are you gonna do? That is pretty much the entire build though, so I'm going to switch over to the game now and do a quick overview. So this is the building in the Spice Market District, and this over here is our apartment. When you first load into this lot, you will have your sim come out of this elevator, and then this is the door to your actual apartment. And then this is your entryway. You can see the Grange mudroom cabinets here. And then on this side, we have the kitchen with a little dining nook. Through this archway, you have the living room. And of course, through this fake door bookcase thing, you can see right here is that panel that I was talking about earlier. On the other side, you have a bathroom, and then you have the teens bedroom. And then over here, you have the primary bedroom with another little closet tucked away back here, and then the primary bathroom over here. But that, my friends, is everything in this apartment. If you enjoyed this video, please drop me a like and then grab the build off of the gallery. To add it to your game, you can find it using my EA ID, Teknikolour. If you'd like to see more of my builds and other cozy gaming videos, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss future uploads. If you want even more Sims content, consider dropping me a follow over on Twitch. I live stream my pack-based Legacy Challenge every Thursday, but play other cozy games throughout the week. However, I am currently still on vacation in Paris right now, so no streams until June 22nd. Planning on picking up City Living or any other packs? Please use my creator code Teknikolour when checking out on the EA app. It's free for you and supports the channel. Plus, my code can now be used on so many other EA titles, not just The Sims, though that discount only applies for Sims 4 packs. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you all are having a lovely Pride Month, and I miss you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.